guys, welcome to a new video. I am Donatella. If you're new here, I like to create lifestyle and bookish themed content, so if that is up your street then please subscribe. I'd love to have you. So this video is going to be my July wrap up. Obviously I did do a summer TBR video last week, so if you didn't see that, I will leave it linked above, but this is solely everything that I've read in July, my thoughts and feelings of them and what I rated them on my Fable. I also am going to include the books that I read in June, just because I didn't do a specific wrap up for June. Obviously we had the wedding and it was busy and amazing, and like, yeah, I didn't read that much, so I could include them in this video. If you watch my vlog videos, that you might know the books that I did read in June and took with me on holiday, but I'm going to include them here. So let's get into it. So let me get my Fable up. Okay, so I read 5 books in June and I only read 5 books in July. So there's a total of 10 books. That's maybe quite realistic, because I do see some people like they've like got the audio book, they've got the physical book, and they're reading 2 physical books at the same time. And I'm like, whoa. I aim to kind of have 1 book a week, and that's kind of the speed that I'm reading at. So I feel like that's maybe quite realistic. Anyway, so firstly, the book that I've done a whole video on this book and this series. You guys will know, you might see from my shelf maybe the series I'm going to be talking about, but I did finish Releasing 10 in June. I have said in a vlog, was that the right book to read just before I was about to get married? Probably not. It was very dark, very serious, and like not exactly the happiest vibe. Not at all the happiest vibe. It is very, very sad, and I think that there's a lot of content on BookTok, particularly around this series. This is the series I'm talking about, by the way, the Boys of Tommen series. There's a lot of like hype around this series, rightly so, because it's amazing and I really, really do like it, particularly Chloe Welch's writing, but I like to be honest with you as possible, and it is not a fluffy series. Like, I would say my content is predominantly light and fluffy and romance themed, because that's the books I like to read, but this is not a romance. It is a romance, but there is so many dark themes. So that is like a trigger warning there on that, because it's not for the faint-hearted. Anyway, that being said, Releasing 10 in particular was the darkest of them that I've read. I mean, I'm not gonna speak too much about it because I do have a whole reading vlog of my like nitty-gritty thoughts and feelings, but just to summary for this, it's Lizzie and Hughie's story and the history of why Lizzie is the way she is. To be honest, from reading the book, like, we did need a lot of context of Lizzie, because she's not a likable character in the rest of the series. So it was nice to understand her more and be a bit more like, oh, okay, I get it. So I actually rated Releasing 10 a 4.75, which is the same as what I rated Taming 7. All the other books for me had been 5 stars, so yeah. It was knocked a few points just because it was a lot more graphic, but I do understand why that was needed. Anyway, then after finishing that with the wedding and everything, I was very much like, I need to go back to my safe place. I need to go and get excited. I need to be positive. I need something else than what I've just read. So I think you guys know what I'm going to say here. She went back to the Cowboys. She went back to the Cowboys. I read this entire series. I read these 2 before we went to Greece, and then I read the other 2 from the series on my Kindle, and I gobbled them up. Like, I literally devoured these books so quickly. And I've said before, if you didn't know, guys, this is the Done and Dusted series by Lila Sage, and there's 4 books in the series. It's based around a ranch, and like there's like your typical kind of like cowboy romances. Like, there's like the single dad, there's like the troublesome like sunshine, grumpy sunshine, that vibe. Yeah, like it was very like Chestnut Springsy coded kind of thing, very similar. I love Elsie Silver and her books and her writing the cowboys, and like just like her take on that kind of like smutty content. I just think Elsie Silver is the queen of it. But because I've read other cowboy romances, which is a series I haven't even finished, that I just wasn't like feeling the same about it. I was like, oh, maybe it's just Elsie Silver that I like. No, Lila Sage is also a queen. Like, she is amazing. She writes it so well. I think I gave them all like 3.54 stars. They were just kind of great, quick reads. And yeah, I just recommend the series as a whole, to be honest. They've got me out of a slump from releasing 10, and they very much just like got me excited for the wedding. It was a good quick holiday read if I wanted to read anything. It was just, yeah, no complaints from me. So that is everything I read in June. Then after that, got back from the wedding and I was just in like a real summer vibe. Next on the list was You and Me on Vacation, or People We Meet on Vacation, whatever the bloody name of this book is. Emily Henry. And it was so lovely to go back to Emily Henry's writing. It had been a year since I'd read like Funny Story, Beach Read, Book Lovers, all of her books, and it was so lovely to go back to it. This is being made into a Netflix film. They'd released like a little teaser of the trailer just before I read this, so I was like, oh, I just need to get this done. Like, it's typical as well. You'll see with other books that I read in July, like they announced a cast of a book I hadn't read yet, and it's kind of so annoying because you want to make your own assumption of those characters in your head before you see like what they're gonna, who they're gonna use for the cast and all of these things. But reading this, I actually really liked knowing who they were going to be without actually have watched anything or seen anything. It was just kind of their faces, or like them as characters. So I'm excited to actually watch this when it comes out. I think it is in January, but I really enjoyed it. It was like two best friends, very walking a thin line, whether it's like friendship, relationship, but like they date other people but still remain friends, do like double dates, but there's always like this something there. The way she describes it, Poppy, the female main character in this book, is very like, it's 95% friendship, but there's that 5% that you're just like, oh, is it more? And so that's probably the best description of this book. Yeah, it's really good, and it's just the world, the summer vibe that Emily Henry creates is just like the best in the world. Like she writes summer and like holidays or vacations so well, and yeah, I really just enjoyed this reading it. I've rated it 3.75, which isn't my highest Emily Henry book, but it was definitely, I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to, because I've seen mixed things about this book, but yeah, I liked it. Okay, after that, this is where things shifted. I have been craving reading another series. Obviously I did read the cowboy romance series, but since releasing 10, I wanted like a big series to get into. So I was unsure what to do, but then there was also new releases coming out and I was like, oh, like what do I read? So I was struggling a bit. So I went on to Kindle Unlimited and I repurchased my Kindle Unlimited for my holiday to Greece with the wedding, just because I was like looking for holiday reads, but then obviously saw that the like Wild Blue Rebel series by Lila Sage was on Kindle Unlimited, so I'd kept that going. And then yeah, so I went back to Kindle Unlimited. I was having a look of what to read. I saw like the Windy City series was on there and like loads of different things, but I realised I had a few days before Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings came out, so I was like, I'm gonna just read a really quick novella to kind of scratch that itch, fill that gap before Time of Your Life, because I am gonna want to read that straight away. So the novella that I chose was Same Time Next Year by Tessa Bailey. Can you see it? There. Same Time Next Year. Yay! I've put my little cover back on it. Sometimes it takes a while to load, but there we go. Basically, she is kind of like a hockey romance, fake relationship, fake marriage trope, but basically she marries him because he needs a green card. Basically, his contract with the hockey team is about to expire, so she is the barmaid working in the bar. She's a sister of one of the guys on the team and agrees to marry him, a visa basically, and you can guess the rest of the story. But it was quite a quick, fast-paced, like steamy novella, and I did read through it really quickly. I just wish it was longer, so I gave it three stars, but I really liked it, and I've never read anything from Tessa Bailey before, and I think that I definitely will have a look at like what else is from her, because I really enjoyed it and I want to know, like, I want to read more from her. I don't know if you've ever read a Tessa Bailey book before. If there is, please comment and like recommend one to me, because yeah, I liked it and I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, but it was a good laugh. It was quite funny. It was just too short. I think it was like 100 pages. It was really quick. Anyway, then we're gonna come on to Time of Your Life, which Jessa herself did sign, despite the fact she spelt my name wrong. She also, guys, commented on my Instagram post where I posted about this, and she was like, sorry, I spelt your name wrong. It's like, yeah, Jessa, no, we forgive you, we forgive you. But again, I vlogged this whole thing. There's a full reading vlog of my ins and outs of this. She did it again, like she's literally done it again. Like, I am so invested in this series now, like just the whole aesthetic, the whole vibe of this book. She just nailed it. She just nailed it. So it's essentially a supermodel dating a pop star, rock star, and it's insinuated that the band is basically like Oasis. So she's a supermodel, like Kate Moss kind of supermodel, dating Liam Gallagher. Like, that's essentially the story. It was so good, like the way she writes it, like toxic relationship. Like, I've seen a lot online of people being like, oh, it's too similar to like BJ and Magnolia, but like from Magnolia Parks, but I don't think it is, because I think that this is like instant love, whereas BJ and Magnolia is like childhood love. Like, they are soulmates. They've been like through so much together from a really young age, so they have that like trauma bonded relationship, whereas you meet these characters when they meet, so like it's instant love, which to be honest is not usually something that I like. I like a slow burn. This wasn't that. Like, we were jumped right in, but the journey that they go on together and just like their behavior, their different personalities, like she's like this really good girl, like seen in the public eye of like the perfect girl, like she's so sensible, like all of these things, whereas he's just like this rowdy, like crazy bad boy. So they're very different, and I think it says in the book like their brands don't match, which is why the press and the public are so interested in their relationship, which is like, yeah, I need the next book now. Like, it ended on a cliffhanger. So much I tabbed in this book just because of the way Jessa Hastings writes, like her metaphors. Like, I think I read some in that vlog, but like there was just so much. I need the next book now. Like, it's very juicy. It's really weird because it is like part 1, so we're gonna get part 2 of this book. I don't know when. I think it's written, so I'm guessing like next year at some point. Oh, and then it's kind of like there's like little nuggets to Magnolia in this, but set before it. So, oh guys, just read it. I gave it 4.75, I think, stars. Yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars. But I've just realised something that she writes really well, which is similar to Magnolia Parks in this case. There's another guy in this that's not the main guy, that is also a really great guy. Like, she writes like the side guy really well. I know that's so random, but like she writes the side guy really well. Like, a friend of mine has just finished Magnolia Parks, and we were talking about Tom England from Magnolia Parks, and if you have read that, you'll know what I mean. Like, there's nothing wrong with Tom England. He's just not the one, but like he's a great guy and a great option. Like there's the same with this. There's a character called Freddie and he's a great guy. Like he is a rich footballer that would suffice. Like she just writes the side guy really, really well. I don't know if that was a spoiler, but anyway, yeah, 4.5 stars, loved it. Jessa Hastings is the best, and I just had the best time like going to get this book signed, and the whole experience, like the whole reading experience of this was just so great. So if you do want to see that, I did vlog it, so it will be there. Okay, right, 2 books left, guys, 2 books left. I feel like I've rambled and spoke so quickly. The Love Hypothesis, and similar to People We Meet on Vacation, same as like so many BookTok books at the moment, but this is being made into a film. And I had no intention whatsoever to pick up this book. I'll be really honest, I read Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, and that was the first Ali Hazelwood book that I'd read, and I don't know if this is even controversial because some people like love her, and I think this book has been so successful, obviously, like it's been made into a movie. Like Not in Love, I don't know if it was just the wrong book to have read first of her, but it was very much an erotic novel. It wasn't like, yeah, it was too graphic and I didn't like it. Don't get me wrong, I love the smuttier books, the cowboys and all of that jazz. I'm not like hating on the erotica. It was just too much for me. Like every other chapter of that book was just like constant, and it was just a bit too much. And also it wasn't like, for me to enjoy that, I need like the emotion of the character. I need to understand the characters before we get into any of that. Like just doesn't do it for me. Like I can't just read that. I need like the emotion, and maybe I'm just a girl, I don't know, but I need like the love behind it for it to make sense, which I didn't get from that book. I'd heard about this one and I'd bought it and it was on my shelf, but I just had no intention to pick it up. Like it was just kind of like, oh, I'll get to that. As soon as I saw that Lily Reinhart was going to be cast in this, I was really excited because I really like her. I really like Riverdale and like other movies that she's done, and so I was like, oh, I want to read that before that comes out. Yeah, I have that book. I'll pick it up. And that's funny because usually the motivation for me to read it is like, oh, I want to read that before it comes out. It's not like the cast, but the casting of this made me want to read it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, picked it up and it took me a while to get into, I'm not gonna lie. It was like, it's written in the third person, I think I said in my last video, and I like a POV. That's just like my go-to. So yeah, it took me a while to get into, but this was actually really funny and it's a rom-com. So yeah, it's kind of like that fake relationship trope again. She's a student, he's a teacher, but they're at college, so it's not like illegal. It was just really funny and I'm excited to see it as a movie. It was just a good read. It definitely took me a while to get into, but then the last few chapters I was like, yeah, I'm in this now. And I loved every single start of a new chapter. Like she wrote like what the hypothesis was of that chapter, and I just really liked that. So yeah, I took back all my words of Ali Hazelwood. This was really good, and apparently Love theoretically is also great. I think from my research now that the Love Hypothesis, no, Not in Love, sorry, was like a different kind of book other than these ones. Like these are different. Don't get me wrong, there are like a couple of like steamy bits towards the end of the book, but I felt like the humour was just more like obvious to me, and there was more of a story, and like, yeah, I really did enjoy it. So I would say if you don't like that kind of like erotica, maybe don't read Not in Love, but this wasn't on that level at all. So I take back my words, Ali Hazelwood, I'm sorry. Did I get 3 stars? 3.5? 3 stars. Yeah, good book. Right, the last book, which I'm telling you a little lie because I don't know the ending yet, and I'm gonna finish it today. But I think I'm probably gonna give this like 3.5, 3.75, maybe 4, because I'm just having such a good time reading this book. I do feel like since Time of Your Life, I have been in a little slump, but not in a slump that I like can't read the book. It's more like sitting down to read it just seems like such a chore. but when I'm reading it, I'm having the best time. Does that make sense? Really like it. I did read Nora Goes Off Script, I think in May, by Annabelle Monaghan, but I didn't really like, I liked it, but I didn't like love it. Whereas this is her best book for me. I really like it. It's basically about a girl who is engaged to this guy and they're looking for their wedding venue, and they go look at the wedding venue at a place that she and her family have a summer house. But when she goes back there, she sees the guy she used to date, her first love, who's also there. And so we see that relationship unfold whilst she's engaged to somebody else. All these old feelings are coming back to her when she completely forgot about them, because she's literally engaged to someone else who is a great guy. He's not a bad guy. Well, where I'm at anyway, he's not a bad guy. The way she writes about being at the beach, and I do say in my vlog next week, it's not a reading vlog, it's just a week vlog next week, but I do speak a little bit about this book. Being at the beach, like whilst you're growing up and like changing and just like growing up at the beach, there's like a big conversation about that, and like there's a lot of it that I relate to. It gives me Summer I Turned Pretty vibes. It also gives me, I don't know, it just gives me, yeah, it gives me Summer I Turned Pretty vibes. And it's really good. I'm really liking it. And it's quite a quick one. It's like 250 pages. That is everything I've read. I've really rambled. It says I've spoke for 35 minutes. Oh my gosh, wow. I hope you liked this little sit down video again. I am going back to the vlogs next week, and yeah, I've got some really exciting things coming up that I'm excited to show you, share with you. I need to seriously go through this shelf and reorganize it, potentially get another little shelf, because I'm overflowing this house, and I did do a giveaway in my last video, and I will announce the winners of that in next week's vlog, so stay tuned for that, guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you got this far and you're not subscribed already, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye guys.